We Tawab. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. They still got our account down on Facebook. Give me 1 second so I can share it from the YouTube to the Facebook. Since they still got our, you know, got our page restricted. All right, let me share it. All right, clap it up. Shalom, Israel. With our Isupk, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Hana. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group or organization. And what we do is teach the truth according to the Bible, that all blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians on your father's side are the true Jews according to the Bible, are the true Israelites according to the Bible. The 12 lost tribes. You understand? And tonight is the Wednesday night law class. Yesterday was the Tuesday night brotherhood class. This evening is the Wednesday night law class, because the laws of the Most High God are very important. And tonight we're going to talk about how men that are weak up under sisters, men that follow women. You understand? You can't serve the Lord and serve your woman, because the Bible, makes it clear that there is nothing more powerful than a woman besides the truth. And if you're not in the truth, if you're not in the Isupk under Commander General Hana, it's very hard to understand why it's important for a man to lead a woman. You understand? As a matter of fact, let me get that first. You understand? This will be the first precept that I break down, that brothers and sisters, could to make it clear. Matter of fact, let me write this down. Give me 1 second. All right. Now we're going to go to where do I want to go? Yeah, we're going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. And it says, "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of every woman is the man, and the head of Christ is the Most High." Now, in Christianity, this gets lost in the Christian church, because the Christian church praises the woman. The Christian church praises the woman so much that, a woman can go to church on Mother's Day and she can go to church on Father's Day, because they have put it in our sister's mind that the woman is the prize, when according to the Bible, the man is the prize. The brother is the prize. You understand? That's why Christ used examples of 10 women going to go marry one prince. And there were 5 foolish women and 5 wise women. You know what I mean? I'm just paraphrasing the story. Now, that's not to say that sisters aren't important. Sisters play a very important role in the truth. You understand? They play a very important role, because that's how we, make more babies. You understand? We need women to make babies. The man has the seed. The man has the life, meaning the seed, the sperm, which, he plants in the woman, and then we make more babies. Women are also, you got hardcore sisters in the Bible like Esther. You understand? Like Sarah, that did tremendous things for the truth. You understand? Now, women just can't go out and teach the Bible. Women can't teach the Bible, but they can be teachers, they can be doctors, they can be lawyers, they can have outstanding careers and master degrees and doctorate degrees. You got sisters like Meg Jimin, I believe that's her name, who created the 3D. You got black women that were the first computers that sent our oppressor to outer space for NASA. Black women do amazing things, but that doesn't make her the head of the household. You understand? I don't care how much money you make. And if a brother is weak behind a woman and is following a woman, you can't be a man according to the Bible. Because no man in the Bible that considered himself a priest or a prophet of the Lord who followed Yahushua or King Christ was up under a woman and listened to the woman. If you look all throughout the Bible and through biblical history, all the men that were weak up under women, the Lord sought to kill or destroy, or they went through horrible times. You understand? You seen Job. He didn't get weak up under no woman, no matter his circumstance. Job could have just listened to that woman and cursed the Lord, and possibly had a better life in their eyes, in her eyes. You understand? But Job stood strong, and he told that woman, "You sound like the foolish woman. You sound like all these other women, knowing that I'm a man that serves the Lord, knowing I'm a man that is never going to disobey the Most High God power. You talking like these foolish men, like you got some sucker husband or something." You understand? Job wasn't a sucker. He wasn't a simp. You know what I mean? He wasn't he wasn't just no weak cat. You understand? And we're going to read about like some cats that got weak up under women in the Bible, who the Lord, punished because of their weakness. You understand? And we're going to read some precepts. So let me read this again in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ." So all men, all brothers, you understand, up under Commander General, we follow Christ. You understand? The Isupk up under Commander General, we follow Christ. You understand? That's our head. Because the Bible is all about rank and order. And when you have rank and order, you have things done in order. That's what the rank system is for. So everything will be done in decency and in order. The Most High God is not someone, he's not the author of confusion. He's not going to make the woman lead, and then he's not going to make the men lead Christ, because Christ leads the man. You understand? And it's a lot of times it's hard for sisters to understand that, because they get emotional a lot of times, because the world has blew their head up so much, and they get praised all the time for nothing. They get praised for things that they shouldn't get praised for. They get bigged up every day for things they shouldn't get bigged up for. You understand? You shouldn't get bigged up for being just a mother. I mean, if you had children, if you decided to sleep with a man and have children, just because you have a child doesn't mean you deserve praise for having a child. You understand? And brothers, just because you get a woman pregnant doesn't mean you have to serve her and cater to her every need. Lawfully, of course, you have to cater to the woman as the Most High God commands a man to protect this woman. You understand that the duties of a husband shouldn't diminish. In that aspect, that's tawab. But you can't miss camp because your woman wants you to stay home on Saturday. You understand? You can't sin because your woman wants you to sin against the Most High God. You can't put your woman before this truth. You can't put your woman before the Most High God, because if you put your woman before the Most High God, you can't serve Christ. Your woman should be serving you. And that's how your woman serves Christ, by serving you. And that's how we serve the Most High God, is by serving Christ. It's that simple. So let me read this again. "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man." Sisters, you have to understand that your man is your head. Your man is there for you to obey. Now, sisters that are in the world, Salakia, sisters that may be in a school that has a man or a husband in the world, you can't disobey your husband if it's something that he wants you to do that isn't, as long as it's not unlawful or going against the Bible. You understand? If your husband wants you to smoke weed, if your husband wants you to have a threesome, if your husband wants to smoke up all the money, use up all your money to go buy Percocets And you don't have to obey those commands because that's unlawful. You don't have to obey your husband if he's trying to influence you or make you do something unlawful in the eyes of the Most High God. You understand? But you do have to listen to your husband. He's your Adawan. He's your Lord. You open your legs to him. You open your legs for him. Shalom, you're married. Simple as that, man. And a lot of sisters get it confused because of society standards and what society say what marriage is. But not the sisters in the Isupk under Commander General Yohana. You have to obey your husband. He's your Lord. Just like Christ is our Lord. Just like Commander General Yohana is the Lord over Isupk. You understand? We have to obey everything in rank order in order to serve the Lord. That's how it goes. I didn't make the rules up. I just follow them because I'm a servant and a priest, a prophet of the Most High God. So I listen to the Bible. I don't listen to my emotions. And that's the difference right there between men and women. A soldier follows order. You understand? A woman can't be a soldier because women, according to the Bible, have been deprived of wisdom. And one of the things you must understand when having wisdom of following the Lord is not get emotional and serve the Most High God, whether you like the order or not. You understand? You may not like the fact that you can't eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. I know the desire is there. The desires don't go anywhere. But soldiers fight their demons. The desire don't go nowhere, man. You still have the desire to smoke weed. You still have the desire to eat shrimp, pork, crab, or lobsters. You understand? But because you're a soldier and a man of God, you're going to not do it. And if your sister follows you, she's not going to do it either. And a lot of sisters may not suffer or struggle with eating shrimp, pork, crab, or lobster. But they will, one of their weaknesses is following their Adawan, following their husband, listening to their husband, and thinking just because you make more money than your husband that he's lesser than you are. That's not true according to the Bible, because we just read it in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3, that the head of every man is Christ. You understand? And the head of every woman is the man. And the head of Christ is the Most High God. So sisters, before, you try to put your man down because he doesn't make more money than you, guess what? Christ doesn't make more money than you. And every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian woman loves Christ. They love Yahweh. You understand? Especially in their Christian church. They love Christ, but Christ doesn't have, a master's degree. He's not making 6 figures a year. You understand? When he was walking the earth, he wasn't poor, but he wasn't the type of man that, that Kevin Samuels would say a high value man, not by America standards or society standards. The Most High God, Yahweh was definitely a high value man. Just like every brother in the Isupk up under Commander General Yohana is a high value man. We're just not the type of high value men that women desire in the world, because we are full of masculinity. These sisters in the world, they want a man who is effeminate, who's going to serve them, who's going to obey their every order, who's going to, be a cupcake, somebody soft, some cat that is just going to lay down with you. He's just going to have sex with you. He's going to throw you away, and he's going to do that to every woman he comes across, and he doesn't realize that he's serving women that way as well. If you think you're some type of player and, you sleeping with other brothers' wives, you're serving women. You're soft and effeminate, and you are not a man, because you don't want to take on the responsibility of leading a woman to correcting her, to make her better in the eyes of the Most High God, in the eyes of our King Christ. You rather sabotage the woman and move on from next woman to next woman and cater to woman and woman just because you have some type of, lust. You understand? You have some type of lust to where you can't control your ride in your pants, and you're going to serve women just to be up under women just so you can sleep with them, so you can get your rocks off. That's a weak brother. You understand? Brothers serve women in that aspect as well, but not men in the eyes of PK. We're high value men in the eyes of the Lord. Sisters, you just have to realize that your man is high value. You understand? So, like the Bible says, the head of every man is Christ, and the head of every woman is the man. So sisters need to understand that, and pay attention to what you're doing, and be mindful how you're serving your husband. Because how you're serving your husband, and I'm gonna end this on this note, how sisters serve their husband is how you serve Christ, how you serve the Most High God. You understand? So think about that. You understand? Y'all get into an argument or a disagreement, don't just start bitching at them and being a bitch. Because how you serve your husband is how you serve Christ. You understand? And brothers, we gotta, you gotta be more patient, how Christ showed the nation patient with your woman. You understand? You don't have to call her a bitch or go upside her head. You can handle things with wisdom. And if you can't handle the situation, if you don't think you can handle your household, you can get some counsel. Brothers in here will counsel you, so you will counsel you to help assist you to get your household back in order. But this is the order. You understand? This is the order. Now, you got cats in the world, like that brother Sierra's husband. What's his name? The football player. I believe he was a quarterback. I'm not a real big football fan, so I don't know all the the sports player. Russell Westbrook, I believe his name is. You understand? I believe that's his name, Russell Westbrook. You understand? You got cats like that who has women, like Sierra. And Sierra, just a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, came out to an award show dressed like a straight up hoe. And that brother was just sitting there like, he chaperoned her. They went out on a date to the reward show or whatever. And this cat just let his woman come out the house any type of way. I mean, any type of way. You understand? But according to the Bible, you can't allow your woman to come out the house like that. Not the daughters of Zion, man. Not our sisters. Our sisters aren't allowed to be hoes. And then I know what sisters in the world would say. Well, just because I'm dressed like this doesn't make me a hoe. You understand? What if you got injured, right? What if you got injured and, Lord forbid someone gets shot. Let's just say you fall and break your leg and someone dressed like a paramedic, like someone who drives an ambulance was walking past you and you be like, well, hey, help. You call it out to the brother dressed like a doctor or a paramedic, and he's looking at you like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm down here and my legs broke. Can you help me? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a paramedic. And then you looking at his uniform like, yes, the hell you are. You got the the first aid and the whole get up on. You dress just like them. Same thing with sisters. You see a sister out there with a mini skirt on, showing her briskets. Her briskets are hanging out the back side. You understand? Her breast out. You're gonna look at that woman like, yeah, that's easy access. That's easy access like there. Now, should men be lustful and, just think that they can do whatever to a woman? No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just the idea is going to cross the man's mind. That's why the Bible commands sisters to dress modestly. You understand? Especially if you're another man's. You should dress modest regardless if you don't have a husband or not. But especially if you have a husband. Like Sierra, she didn't do her husband no justice coming out the house like that, showing her breast, showing her behind, showing all her curves, and she has a head. You understand? So keep in mind, sisters, how you treat your husband, how you serve your husband is how you serve Christ. And brothers want to understand this when you choose a wife. General Muhammad says it all the time. Choose you a woman that will never leave you. You understand? Because a woman that will never leave you, she is, she has some type of respect and love for you. You can correct that sister and she may not get offended. You understand? You get one of these hoes in the world, you get one of these bitches in the world, Salakia. They're going to run circles around you. And if you're a weak brother, you'll find yourself serving these women like Russell Westbrook. Yo, let your woman come out the house dressed like Sierra and not say a damn thing about it. Not the brothers in here in the Isupk. You understand? We're gonna look at our ribs like they're our daughters. You come out the house like that, where the hell you think you going? Oh, I was just running to the. So you not running nowhere dressed like that. Go put on some clothes. You understand? And you telling that sister that because you love her, not because you're trying to control her, like sisters in the world would think. Bitches in the world would be like, hey, yeah, your man, he's too, he's too radical. He's too hardcore. He's trying to control you, girl. He's trying to control you. Can't no man tell me how to dress. You understand? Can't no man tell me what to do. Well, guess what, sis? You ain't got to worry about it. Because women like that don't have men. Women like that, they don't got men. Ain't no man trying to rib her up. You understand? All a man is trying to do to sisters like that is run through them. You understand? They just trying to run through them real quick. You understand? Like a running back. You know what I mean? You know, like a running back, soon as he get that hole, you know what I mean? He gonna hit that hole, and he's gonna be through there, and he's gonna keep running until the next hole open up. You understand? So sisters, don't listen to bitches in the world, because they will have you single just like them. Just like them. And brothers, choose you a woman that'll never leave you, who wants to change her life. You understand? Who wants to change her life. You understand? And what was that last week? One of the posts that the brother Ibadia, shout out Ibadia, put that stepfather, there's no benefit of being a stepfather. And that thing maybe had 400, 500, 600 comments. You understand? What a lot of brothers and sisters may not have understood about the post is that our stance in the school in the Isupk, even if you choose a woman who has children prior to, your marriage, if you're considering marrying a sister with children, get some counsel first. And that sister has to understand, if a brother considers marrying you and you have children, that man is to be honored. And that's something that gets overlooked in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, because so many sisters have more than one baby daddy. I mean, sisters on the average have at least 3 kids. I mean, 3 baby fathers by 3 different men. So if a brother is willing to accept that, and he's a priest and prophet of the Lord, and he's willing to, he can never be those children's father. He can never be those children's father. He can never be their biological father. You understand? He can father them in the spirit in the school if the children decide to come into the school. But that's any brother and sister. Like Commander Jenny Ahana is my father. You understand? Any man above me in this school is my father, spiritually, who's going to correct me and show me how to live my life according to the Bible. But sisters, if you have children, you have to honor that man and understand that he's taking on a responsibility that he didn't create, that he didn't ask for. Not only does he have to deal with the children that you have from a previous marriage, from 2 or 3 different marriages, he also has to accept the fact that you have 2 or 3 baby daddies, and they're going to be in their children's lives, and they're going to be calling, checking on the kids, and all that is going to be in his face. And a lot of brothers are not built for that. A lot of brothers aren't built for that. You understand? And you could see and tell by the comments the brothers that were built for it, who may say that they're built for it, and the brothers who are clearly not built for it. You understand? And a lot of sisters, you may get emotional because it's a sensitive subject. It's a sensitive subject. I understand. I get it. But the point being is, if a brother accepts you and you have multiple children by different men, or even one child by one man from a previous marriage, that brother is supposed to be honored. You understand? You should even be more grateful and thankful that someone, especially a brother here in the Isupk in this school, would even consider marrying you. You understand? That's the breakdown. That's the understanding. Because we don't serve men in here. We don't serve women. Women serve us. But just remember, in that day, 7 women are going to take hold of that man, which is happening now. You understand? They said we're going to clothe ourselves, we'll feed ourselves. Just let us be called by your name. Just let us follow you and be with you. That means a lot of sisters have to humble themselves and practice humility. You understand? But I understand, sisters in the world, your idol is Cardi B. You're idolizing Megan Thee Stallion. And this new sister, what's her name? The little light-skinned sister from New York. Ice Spice, Spice Ice, Ice Spice. You understand? We idolize sisters like that. But we should be looking, idolizing. We should be, paying attention to sisters in this school. You understand? Who are righteous, who have changed their life, who do amazing things. Not some women in the world who are going to have you single, who are going to tell you that no man can control them. When in the Bible, it says, as a matter of fact, let me find that scripture real quick. Ecclesiasticus chapter 36, verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. Now this is a heavy scripture. The Bible says, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. Beginneth a possession. If you have a wife, you have a possession. And what is a possession? You understand? A possession, if you have possession of something, that possession doesn't have possession over you. You have the possession. So if you get a wife, that means she's your possession. Just like if I go buy a brand new car and it's in my name, it's tagged up. I pay the taxes, I keep it maintenance. You understand? That's my possession. No one can tell me what to do with my possession. And of course, I'm going to take care of it because I bought it. You understand? Of course, I'm going to take care of this sister because I made her my rib. You understand? But a lot of times that gets lost, definitely because Christianity. And you had idiots like Jesse Jackson that told the black woman it's her body, her choice. A woman should be able to do what she wants to do with her body, because the Christian church allows you to run and go get a divorce, because the Christian church doesn't hold sisters accountable for their behavior. Women are out here running rampant, causing all types of hell, being dragons and serpents and, horrible mothers. Women are out here being horrible mothers. But if women understood that they were a possession, if more brothers stepped up to the plate and became leaders like the men in the Isupk under Commander Jenny Ahana, and not following a woman, you're following the possession. The possession owns you. You're being possessed by the possession, and according to the Bible, that's out of order. You understand? That's out of order. You can't be a leader in your household and you're the possession. You're going to look like Dwayne Wade. You understand? Everybody clowns Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade because of the obvious. We know who wears the pants in that household. There is no way a sister in the ISUPK would even want to be in that position. And that's a beautiful and glorious thing in my sight. A sister knowing her place, just like a brother knowing his place, that is glorious. That is glorious. And that is how you build and raise a nation. Because we are out of order, because we are disobedient, because we don't keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments, our nation, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, is out of order. It's out of order, man. That's why you have, brothers like Dwayne Wade's son who can self-identify as anything. I wonder what Dwayne Wade self-identifies as. Does he self-identify as a husband? Because, if I had to guess, I think Gabrielle Union self-identifies as the husband. And Dwayne Wade might self-identify as the other husband. You understand? You know how you have people in that community when they are, you know, lesbians, you understand? You have one that's masculine, and then you have one that's not so masculine. I believe Dwayne Wade might be the one that is not so masculine. That's in my opinion. This isn't factual, of course. But if a brother is following a woman, what other choice do I have to believe? You understand? What other choice do I have to believe? That that man that is following that woman isn't effeminate? Because if terror comes to, you know, Lord forbid, they go through anything where he has to protect her, is Gabrielle gonna be the one that, you know, bounce out with the glizzy? Is she gonna be the one doing the sliding? And Dwayne Wade is gonna be back there with the children, holding the children back? Is Gabrielle Union gonna be the one to protect the family? Are the sisters the one going out, you know, taking out the mouse traps from the corner? You understand? Are they the ones, you know, taking out the garbage, cutting the line? Are they the ones that are doing the masculine things? And if you aren't doing those things because you're a woman, you ought to obey the man and follow the man in every aspect of life, not just the things that are convenient. You understand? And that has been lost for a long time. So yeah, we just read it right here in Ecclesiasticus chapter 26. You understand? Verse 24. That he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself. And what does that mean? A help like unto himself. You understand? That means that if a woman helps you, or if you have the type of help that is like unto himself, that means this woman is a benefit to you. You understand? She's a benefit to you. She's going to do whatever she does. Whatever she does is going to help you, and it's going to benefit you, whether it's financially. You understand? Whether she goes out there and gets an education, it's going to help that brother. It's not to put it over his head, because you're his possession. So anything you go out there and conquer, sis, any accomplishment you go out there and do, sis, it benefits your husband. It doesn't just benefit you and the kids. You understand? Sisters got to quit being so selfish with that. Sisters will go, you know, say that they want a high value man. And that's one thing I will give Kevin Samuels. That's one thing I will give the brother. You understand? Is that he made a lot of sisters realize, I don't know if they accepted it or not, but he was trying to show sisters that even though I don't agree with the high value man thing and what he considers a high value man, you understand, or what sisters consider a high value man, meaning someone who is in the, you know, who makes a decent amount of money. But one thing I will agree with Kevin Samuels is just because you make money, you're making all this money, if you're not willing to, you know, submit to a man, you're going to die lonely, sis. You're going to die lonely, because that doesn't make you more of a woman. That doesn't make him less of a man because he works at a warehouse or he drives Lyft or Uber and you make six figures in your business, or you're a doctor or a lawyer. Love that brother, man. Love that brother no matter what, because that doesn't make him a man. It's his status in today's society. Or your status in today's society. That doesn't make him a man. That doesn't make him have to follow you. You're his helpmeet. You understand? You are a possession of him. A help like unto himself. So whatever you do is going to benefit your husband, because you're a help like unto himself, not to herself or the children's self. You understand? But if you serve your husband, it's no different from you serving Christ. So if you think that you're some woman in the world and you think that you're serving Christ and you think that you're giving Christ your all and you're not giving your husband your all, you're just another line Christian. You're another line Christian. You have to serve your husband like you would serve Christ, because you're his possession, man. You understand? And sisters got to understand that. A help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. Ooh, man, sister, are you a pillar of rest? You understand? A pillar of rest. Think about a pillar and how strong a pillar is. You understand? You just not going to go be able to move a pillar. That's not something easily that can be lifted or moved or shifted. So if you're a pillar of rest, that means your husband should be able to find comfort in you all the time. All the time. You understand? That means that you're going to cover your husband with rest, meaning you're not gonna be bitching every time he walks into the door. You're not gonna be going through his phone, talking about you talking to her too, because guess what? According to the Bible, a man can have as many wives as he wants. You understand? A man can have as many wives as he wants. He can have 10 wives if he wants to. And you're gonna go through his phone, bitching, complaining, and setting yourself up to be not a pillar of rest, not a helpmeet. And if you do that, and guess what, sis, if you do that, and if you're giving that brother contention behind that, you're not serving Christ either. You're not serving Christ as well. You're serving yourself. You're being carnal, and you're being jealous, and, you're just being wicked, man. You understand? So it takes a lot for a sister in the school. So that's why, I get a sisters in ISUPK in here, because, of course, no sister in ISUPK would, behave as such. No daughter of Commanding General Yohanas would behave as such. I'm talking about sisters in the world. I'm not talking about a daughter of Zion. I'm not talking about a sister who follows the Lord, who follows Christ, which is following your husband. I'm not talking about those sisters. I'm talking about those bitches in the world. You understand? That's what I'm talking about. A pillar of rest, man. You understand? So, now, we go back to Genesis. You understand? We all know the story in Genesis. You understand? The Lord created, male and females. You understand? He created the entire human race at one time. Adam and Eve wasn't the only humans on earth. Adam didn't sleep with Eve, and then the kids slept with each other. That's unlawful according to the Bible. Christians don't understand the Bible. You understand? But the Most High did on the 7th day, because mankind was created on the 6th day. You understand? Mankind was created on the 6th day. And the Most High God on the 7th day chose Adam. You understand? And then he chose Eve to be his rib. You understand? And he lifted them up out of the dust. And what the dust symbolizes in Genesis was, being in a lower state. And when he gave Adam the breath of life was the law, statutes, and commandments. The breath of life was the wisdom of the Most High God. He raised up Adam and gave him the breath of life. And Adam understood, how the Lord wanted him to understand and to operate. But what happened? Fast forward, after Adam gets the breath of life, after they start having children, Adam and Eve were God's chosen children at this time, and his family. You understand? Fast forward, what happened to Adam? You understand? And this is why it's important that brothers understand that we are to never follow behind a woman, because following behind a woman since the beginning is the reason the earth is in the position that it is today. Because brothers got weak up under a woman. Brothers get weak up under these women, man. It's okay. If your woman wants to leave you because you're in the school, let her leave. You understand? Let her leave. The Lord will give you a new woman. He'll give you a better woman. He'll give you 10 better women. But don't leave with her. Don't leave her with her. She's complaining about you going to camp. She's complaining that you teaching all these classes. She's complaining that you got another wife, or you got your eyes on another sister. And if she just can't handle that, if she can't handle being in the school, let her leave. But never follow her. Never listen to her, because the Lord will destroy you. You understand? And the Lord destroyed a lot of us because of our disobedience and not listening to the Bible, not listening to you should never follow your woman. And we're going to read it right here. Let me go to Genesis chapter 3. And I'm going to start at verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Most High God had made. And he said unto the woman, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? Verse 2, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. Verse 3, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. So we know going to that the serpent tricked Eve or beguiled Eve, because the serpent at this time, it wasn't talking about a snake. The serpent was some old slithery slick nigga, some old slithery slick person that was running game on Eve. So think about it like this. This is why it's important that sisters listen to their men, because a brother would tell you that, and if a brother really protects his woman, he'll show you that what's right and what's not right. You understand? And if we follow the Bible, that's why it's important that brothers never sit alone with another man's wife. Eve was married. Eve was out here talking to this old slick, crooked, conniving serpent. You understand? Not a literal serpent, because this is talking about his characteristics and how slick he was. She's out here talking to this cat, about to get bamboozled, about to get tricked. You understand? About to jack up the whole world, the whole earth. You understand? Verse 5. No, verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. He told Eve that you shouldn't surely die if you eat from this tree. You understand? Let me keep going. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. You understand? So he told Eve that you'll be as a god. You understand? What do women like to be called today? Goddesses and queens and empresses and all those silly words that don't mean nothing, because you're not a goddess, an empress, or a queen. You blow ride on OnlyFans, sis. You twerk on the poles in the strip club, sis. You dress naked while your husband is looking shameful at award shows, sis. That's not a god. That's not a god at all. And the reason the serpent was able to trick Eve is because she's naive. Most women are naive. You could sell a woman literally everything or anything, and they're going to buy it. They're going to buy it. They go broke shopping, buying nails and hair and makeup and fake behinds and fake breasts. You can sell a woman everything. It's profitable to market to a woman, because if she doesn't have a husband to tell her, no, you're not doing that, we got more important stuff to handle, she'll do it. She'll do it. Let me keep going. Verse 6, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Now this is where Adam started tripping. Now let me go back just a little bit. When the serpent said that, Eve wouldn't die, that you wouldn't surely die, he tricked her, because the serpent knew that she wouldn't die instantly. It wasn't talking about Eve was going to instantly die. You understand? But when we have to realize, right, that when we are separated, when our spirits are separated from the Most High God, when we don't obey the Most High God, when we don't keep the commandments, we have to understand that the wages of sin is death. You'll die eventually. You understand? If we don't listen to God, because the laws were given to us for our protection. So knowing the good and the evil, knowing the good, we knew the good. We didn't know the evil. And the evil was going to come from the disobedience, from us breaking the law. The evil was the punishment. You understand? We didn't know the evil because we kept God's law. Adam and Eve didn't break any laws up until this very moment. So now, just the Most High God and all the angels knew of the evil that would come and destroy blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, because brothers got weak up under their women, because sisters wanted to be goddesses and empresses and, go get abortions and do whatever they wanted with their bodies, have the wisdom that they think they have. And this is why it's important for brothers to understand and know that if you don't serve the Lord, you're going to serve a woman. And if you serve a woman, you're a weak, effeminate brother. You understand? And I'm just being nice with my language right now because, of course, I'm on YouTube and I'm on Facebook and TikTok and all these social media sites. But you're a weak brother, man. You understand? You're a very weak brother if you running behind some woman like Adam. Adam was a weak brother. Adam was simping. He was being a sucker, like what we call a sucker, like, you know what I mean? Like this cat always running behind a woman. This was Adam. You understand? We shouldn't have this spirit. So, verse 6, let me read it again. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So Adam was supposed to be the leader. Adam was supposed to be telling Eve, what the hell are you giving me this for? But Adam got weak up under his sisters like so many brothers do. Oh, look what I got. Look, I got this from a woo-woo. And one more thing. The fruit the serpent gave Eve was not talking about no damn apple. How they try to say in a Christian church. You understand? Because the Bible is poetic. The Bible, you know, you have to understand when the Bible is talking in code or speaking in metaphors. This was a metaphor. This was some knowledge that Eve took and ran with. No different if you was to go today. If you went to go be, you know, what can I compare it to today? What's something big today? I'll just use Islam. Some brother in prison tells you that the Bible, you know, it's other books to the Bible. Muhammad was the last prophet, and you can, you know, serve God this way. It's all the same thing, Aki. That's the type of wisdom or fruit that we wasn't supposed to be listening to. So this brother, you know, beguiled Eve and told her that this way of life was better than the way of life that she was currently living. Just like someone may tell you that being a Muslim is better than living, you know, following the Bible. You understand? And she bought that to Adam, and Adam started following that. You understand? So, verse 7, and the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. So it's not talking about they were literally naked, because Christianity is dumb. You understand? It's dumb. Everybody wasn't walking around the earth butt naked or just with nothing on. What this symbolizes, when they sew fig leaves together, they covered themselves in the other culture, because they was like, all right, now our eyes is open. They were ashamed to be who they were. You understand? Just like you got brothers and sisters who are ashamed to say that they're Israelites today. You know, you'll tuck your Maganda, you'll tuck your Dawada, you'll tuck your Shield of Davis inside your shirt when you go to work. You understand? You may go be out at camp and you'll see some people you work with, or you'll see your family and you'll be ashamed because you're a coward. You understand? They were ashamed, so they took off all their, you know, Israelite culture, or they weren't the Israelites yet, but they took off the culture that the Most High God gave them, and they start putting on culture of all the other nations, because they were naked. They felt naked. They stood out. You understand? That's what that means, and that's what it's talking about right there. All right. Verse 8, and they heard the voice of the Most High God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Most High God amongst the trees of the garden, because they knew they did wrong. They knew they did wrong, so they hiding. You understand? They being some cowards because they were disobedient to the Lord, man. Verse 9, and the Most High God called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? He said, Adam, where the hell you at? Where art thou? Verse 10, and he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. He said, I was naked and afraid, and I hid myself. You understand? Already broke down what the nakedness was. So the nakedness was symbolizing that he stood out from these other cultures. before, you got to understand, Adam's mind frame before, how he thought before, he didn't see any shame in serving the Lord. He didn't see any shame of who he was. But then when he realized, when he ate from the fruit, he realized that there was other things going on out here that he wasn't aware of. Now you got all these other people in the world, once he accepted the fruit, they looking at Adam like, you know, I mean, are you with what you was with? Or are you with, you know, whatever you, are you with us? Are you with us? Or are you with that? You understand? So Adam felt naked. He felt ashamed. So he covered up with the figs, and he's telling the Most High God, like, yeah, I was naked and I hid myself. You understand? Because if he was naked before, and this was what Christians don't understand. If Adam was naked before, why would he be ashamed? The Most High God would already know he was naked. You understand? The Most High God would already know he was naked. He wouldn't have to be ashamed. That's how you know it's not talking about him just being naked. You understand? The nakedness is talking about, and I'll say it one more time, is that he was ashamed of his culture. He was ashamed of living a life that the Most High God intended him to live, that he chose him for. You understand? That breath of life that he gave him, meaning his culture. He was ashamed of his own culture. Let me keep going. All right, verse 11. And he said, the Most High, this is the Most High God saying, and he said, who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree, whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? Verse 12. And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. See, Adam tried to put it off on the woman. He said, the woman, Eve, she gave me the fruit. I listened to her, Lord. I was just doing what the woman told me to do. That is not what the Lord intended a man to do, was listening to a woman, being up under a woman. Her telling him what to do is why Adam got cursed. You understand? It's obvious why Eve got cursed. You understand? Because she is the one who was beguiled by the serpent. And I believe that's in 1 Timothy 2 and 14. But anyway, let me keep going because I'm really out of time. Verse 13, and the Most High God said unto the woman, what is it that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. Now she's going back to the serpent, right? Verse 14, and the Most High God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon the belly shalt thou go and dust shalt eat all the days of thy life. Verse 15, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Now this word, hold on, let me read verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Verse 17, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree, of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life. You understand? And we've been cursed ever since Adam listened to Eve. As a matter of fact, let me go to 1 Timothy 2 and 14. Real quick. Get a precept. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 14. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. The woman was in the transgression. You understand? She was the one being deceived. And now, because Adam listened to Eve, our life is cursed. We have to work hard for everything. There is enmity between the man and woman. We don't get along. You understand? Now, brothers have to rule over you. Because women couldn't rule over themselves. They couldn't judge. Eve couldn't judge righteously and just serve her husband. Now you have to be ruled over. You understand? So, brothers, You can't be weak up under some woman. And sisters, you have to accept that the Bible lets a man have more than one wife, that you can't be above or ahead of the woman because Salaki, or of the man, because how you serve Christ is how you serve your sister, how you serve your husband, sis. That's how you're going to serve your husband. You understand? And with that, I mind him, just me. Isupk security announcements. We are the Isupk. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, like Asherah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We are currently observing the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You understand? You should have had all the leaven in and out your house, baking soda, powder, anything that makes, yeast. You understand? And the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the closing will be Sunday the 9th at sundown between 6 or 7 o'clock in your zone. Get with your camp leader and, get all the instructions. So the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or war scarf. And with that, class dismissed.